Today's top stories and your Storm Tracker 8 forecast in the first 8 minutes. 8 News starts now.
I was like, if we don't get him off the street, somebody needs to get life insurance because within a week we're going to be burying him.
Tonight, 8 News is taking action, hearing from the family of a man they say is the victim of abuse at a Colonial Heights Health and Rehabilitation Center. Court records showing his own doctor is charged with abuse and neglect in this case. And authorities say it happened at the same Colonial Heights Nursing Center where several staff members were arrested just last month for elder abuse. You're watching 8 News at 11. I'm Eric Phillips.
I'm Heather Hope. Our 8 News reporter Victoria Lucas joining us live in our studio tonight. And Vic, what did the family have to say?
Eric, Heather, good evening to you. The family of 33-year-old Timothy Holton of Colonial Heights is saddened that his doctor is accused of neglecting him. Court records state Holton is a well-known homeless man in the community, and family members would have expected a doctor to help, not hurt him, especially one with more than 30 years of medical experience.
It's really frustrating because how can you just, like, if anyone read Timmy's medical chart, they would know his diagnosis and everything he's been through just at VCU alone since November. And they would know that he's not capable of leaving. Like, he could barely walk.
Crystal Crawford, distraught and frustrated for her 33-year-old brother-in-law, Timothy Holton, who she says was diagnosed with schizophrenia roughly 7 to 8 years ago and has been homeless for about 5 years by choice. She says on January 11th, he walked out of the Colonial Heights Rehabilitation and Nursing Center around 7 in the morning. Before that, in November, he was hit by a car and badly injured.
He has a lot of injuries, and he has a long recovery. But being his mental diagnosis, he doesn't really comprehend that. They let him sign himself out. I don't know why, when he was found incompetent at VCU.
According to court records, between January 12th and 14th, Colonial Heights police received multiple calls for a welfare check for Holton, saying he could barely walk and was stumbling. Court records indicate Holton left the nursing home with a catheter still in place and a colostomy bag that is required to be drained and cleaned. Some residents called out of concern as they saw biohazard fluids dumping out of Holton's bag. His family also says he is positive for an infectious disease called MRSA.
It's a huge danger, maybe not to his mental health, but medical, his well-being. In that bag alone, he could get sepsis within 24 hours if it backs up.
Crawford and Holton's brother spent hours looking for him and finally found him at a local church on January 12th. Here's where the family has an issue. Court records show Dr. Gore Abbasi of the nursing center stated that Timothy Holton was of a sound mind and signed himself out of the medical facility AMA, or against medical advice. However, documents state Dr. Abbasi never physically saw Holton to make that determination and stated that Holton should be taken to a hospital to be evaluated, but he never tried to contact the police department or issue a medical ECO, or emergency custody order. Court records say Abbasi stated he didn't know what a medical ECO was, despite being a doctor for more than 30 years.
As a doctor, that's something you should know. You should be educated on an ECO and a TDO because there's many people who need it, whether it be mental health or medically.
Colonial Heights police arrested Abbasi on January 16th and he was released on a $2,500 bond. Police issued an emergency custody order for Holton, and his family says he is currently at Bon Secours Southside Medical Center.
Anything you want to tell him if he happens to be watching the news tonight?
We love him.
That part is so sweet. The Colonial Heights Rehabilitation and Nursing Center and Commonwealth's attorney spoke with me today and let me know they can't make a comment at this time due to the pending investigation. I did get in touch with Dr. Abbasi's lawyer, and he tells me in part, quote, Dr. Abbasi maintains his innocence and we plan to contest these charges at his preliminary hearing in March. Live in studio, Victoria Lucas, 8 News.